Hello everybody, Revolver Guy, prepping for poor people. Today I'm going to do a few drills, just a couple of them to show you some things that you can do at home. It's really easy, and when you get out on the range, some things that'll make you a lot better shot, that'll make you be able to handle your weapon a lot better and give you a whole lot better chance of surviving should the worst happen and you ever have to use your firearms for self-defense. This is just a basic thing. There's a lot of people out there know a lot more than I do. I'm certainly not an expert, but I have been around firearms my entire life. I've either been in the military or working in law enforcement for, gosh, I guess almost 30 years now. So anyway, I'll go ahead. I'm gonna start out and show you the first drill. Right now, I'm going to use a short barrel 38 special revolver for this. It'll work better because it'll show you when I'm dry firing. Just gives a little bit more positive action. Maybe you dry fire. You can do this with any kind of weapon. It doesn't matter if it's semi-automatic, 9mm. The biggest thing is, of course, make sure it's empty and clear, and it is. It's clear. There's no ammunition in the weapon. And I'm going to use this and do a drill. I'm going to do what I call a close combat drill. Then we'll do another one from a little farther away just to give you some examples of what I do. Dry firing is one of, if not the most important thing you can do. It'll get you used to your weapon. It'll get you used to getting it out of your holster or wherever you keep it and getting it on target. And that's one of the hardest things to do in a life or death or emergency type situation. So that's a really important thing. It'll also help you get with using your sight alignment and getting that front sight on the bad guy and being able to squeeze that trigger off, and that's just all important stuff. I don't worry too much about stance because everything I do, I move. To sit still and shoot in a gunfight makes no sense to me. A lot of times you go to ranges and especially if you go to indoor range, you'll see people just stand there for an hour and they'll just plink along and shoot at paper targets. That's great. It's great to be able to be accurate, but in a real gunfight, that's just going to get you killed. You've got to be able to move. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get started with this first drill that I do. I always keep my shirt down over it, just like if I'm carrying concealed, if I'm out walking around somewhere, because that you only get better if you practice like you carry. So first, I'm gonna simulate I have somebody up close to me trying to attack me. Maybe they're going for a gun, maybe they pulled a knife, whatever the case may be. First, I'll walk through it. First thing I'm going to do, obviously, if somebody's trying to attack me, is I'm going to put an arm out to block them. While I'm doing that, I'm going to begin to step back while getting my grip on my weapon. I'm going to pull the weapon out, and I'm going to shoot 2 shots as I'm backing away. Now, obviously, that's in slow motion. That's what's called a close combat. They're right up on top of you. You want to create space, and you want to be able to do this all at one time. I mean, everything should happen at once. There's no real steps to it. You do everything at once. You block, you move, you retrieve your weapon all at one time. Big thing you don't want to do, I see a lot of people do, is they'll stick that weapon out like that. That's a bad idea. This bad guy can grab this weapon, go for whatever happens. In a close combat situation, you want to keep it in close to you. You want to make sure you get this, once you make that block and you have your weapon out, you want to make sure you pull this offhand back in. Your support hand needs to be back in so that when you're squeezing that trigger, you're not shooting yourself in the hand. It might sound kind of funny, but people have done it. So here we go. This time we'll try it again. Something happens, bam, bam, bam. Creating space. And I'm going to keep creating space in a real life situation. Obviously, I want to get out of there. I don't want to stand there and be in a gunfight with somebody if I can help it. If you could ever avoid it, that's always the best option. So we'll do that one more time, just to give you another little. As a matter of fact, just once you come around this side, so you can maybe get this side of me, we'll do it from a little different angle. And so like I said, you block, you begin to step back, pull your weapon, and fire. And you're just doing it all, and obviously in a real situation you can do as quickly as you can and all at the same time. So here you are. Bad guy's a threat, pulls a knife, whatever he does to me, I'm gonna block, step back, shoot. And I'm gonna keep covering him while I'm backing off. If I shoot twice, he doesn't go down, I'm gonna shoot him again. So, I mean, this is a life and death situation, so you just do whatever you gotta do. That's just one easy drill, and you can do that over and over and over with a dry fire. And if you do that, then when you do put ammunition in your weapon, you'll be quite accurate, and you'll be a lot better for it. So anyway, that's one. I'll go ahead and do another quick one. It's a real easy one to do. This time, you're about 5 yards away, and there's a threat out there. Maybe he has a gun, maybe he's got a baseball bat, knife, whatever. You are fearing for your life. So obviously, it's time to draw the firearm and react. Now, this is where, kind of like that situation, I'm gonna do the same thing. But I'm not necessarily, especially if he has a firearm, I'm not just gonna back straight up this time. I'm far enough away where I can shoot at him, and backing straight up, he still has an easy shot at me. So I'm gonna move left or right. You need to practice both ways. So as soon as I see the threat, the firearm comes out, obviously I'm gonna take a step and begin retrieving my firearm, and I'm gonna begin shooting while moving. Now that takes a lot of practice to be able to hit a target while you're moving. That's where the dry fire comes in. If you dry fire a lot, that's how you get good at doing this. Otherwise, you're gonna waste a lot of ammunition and not even be ready to do it. I tell you, it takes a lot of practice, but it's important to do. A moving target is a whole lot harder to hit than a target standing still. And my main goal in a gunfight is not to get shot. So I hope it is yours too. So we're gonna try it again. This time I'll go to my left. Threat's there. Begin moving. Okay? And from that, you can do a whole lot more. You can come up with other scenarios. You can put 2 targets up. There's all kinds of things you can do. Whatever you can imagine. So, but if you'll do that type of drill right there, concentrate on your front sight, especially when you're back here. From up close, you're shooting from about here, because you want to get them shots out there as you back up. From here, you want to make sure you're concentrating on that front sight, being on your target and squeezing that trigger off. So give me just a minute, I'll get loaded up. We'll do a couple live fires. Okay everybody, I'm all loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and do those 2 drills with a live fire, just so you can see how they work. And that way you can practice at home. Like I said, I really encourage you to do a lot of dry firing first. And then when you start doing this, it'll make you a lot more accurate. I haven't done this in a while. I'm guilty of it. It's been a couple months since I've done anything. So I may not be that accurate. It's something you need to practice at as often as you possibly can. So here we go. We'll try it. First, to close combat. Come up. The threat's there. Bad guy's going to attack. Okay. As you can see, those 2 shots right there are probably incapacitating. I brought it up a little higher just because by the time I got it out, I was a little further away, and I put 2 good shots on him. I'm not too worried about it. If that threat would have been coming at me, I feel real confident that would have taken him down. All right, so let's try it again. This time, we'll do it from back here, and we'll see how it goes. There's the threat. And there we go. As you can see, first 2 I shot too high and to the left. I'm out of practice a little bit. I realized what had happened. I brought it back down. I put a really good shot right here on him. That would have done him in more than likely, or at least stopped him from attacking me anymore. So this is what happens when you get going fast. You're going too fast, and you haven't practiced much. I haven't done this in a couple of months. But as you can see, I brought that back down to take care of the threat. And these 2 are from the first one, and that would have taken care of the threat as well. So, anyway, these are just a couple basic little drills you can do to make yourself a lot better shot, to get you used to your firearm. especially if you're new. I mean, if you're new to firearms, there's nothing wrong with getting out there and handling it. You just make sure it's clear and safe, there's no ammunition in it, and handle that firearm. Get it out of your holster. Learn what it feels like in your hand. Learn to squeeze that trigger off. Learn to get them sights on your target. That's the most important thing you can do. Well, thank you for watching. If you don't care, like and subscribe. And remember, all gun laws are unconstitutional.